Yes, I was catfished. So I'm going to share my story with you guys, and I'm going to be doing my makeup at the same time. It's not a makeup tutorial. I'm going to just spice it up a little bit by putting on my makeup while telling the story, because I know it would be very dull and boring if I was just sitting here telling a story the whole entire time, and sometimes I tend to forget things. So just bear with me, because it is very difficult doing your makeup and telling a story at the same time. Oh, and by the way, my lashes are by Mikasa Beauty. These are called Desire. I will have the link in my bio to the lashes and a 25% off discount code that you can use. I can't believe that this actually happened to me, but yeah, it's very interesting. So check it out. So real quick, I'm going to spray this. But here we go. This is basically the story of me getting catfished. Now I'm going to try to get as much detail as I can off the top of my head. I did write it down, but I don't know what happened to the paper that I wrote everything down. So we're going to just wing it. This is how it all started, you guys. And actually this is kind of difficult, like trying to do your makeup and talking at the same time. I feel like it's going to take me a long time to tell this story, but hopefully not. So I'm going to just tell it as quickly as possible. So, it was about a year ago, right? I was in a relationship, but it ended, and it didn't end good. So at this point, I'm just like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to just do me, like forget about dudes and all that. And that's what I did. I was doing pretty well, too, for about a few weeks. Just about a couple weeks or so. So I got this DM one day while I was in school, cosmetology school. And I'm like, okay, who is this? This really cute guy that I actually have been following for a few months messaged me. He's like, hey, like, I want to get to know you. Can you be mine? Can you give me a chance? And I'm just thinking, okay, usually when you get messages like that on social media, you don't really take it seriously. You just think, oh, this boy's just trying to holler because I'm cute or whatever. He didn't even live in the same state as I do, so I didn't take it seriously, honestly. So he's like, can I get to know you? Like, you can be mine. I'm just like, okay, you're cute. Like, we can text, we can message each other. Like, you know, like, this will help me get over whatever I was going through in my last relationship. So we were messaging each other for about a couple of days. Then he was like, hey, can I call you? I'm like, sure, that's fine. So he calls me one night, and we're just talking. You know, everything is like, the conversation is going well. It's going pretty well. And it was like the first time I actually had a really good conversation with somebody in a long time. And I'm like, okay, like this dude is cool. He was honestly really cool, really nice, really sweet, and smart. I felt like, okay, like this can be somebody, you know, that I could just talk to and, you know, just have as a friend. Like, he's attractive too. I mean, it'd be cool if I could meet him. But so anyways, so we were talking on the phone, and then at the end of the conversation, he says, will you be my girl? And I'm like thinking, y'all are probably thinking I'm stupid, but I honestly don't know what was going on in my mind, like, around that time. I don't know. But I'm just thinking, oh, like, he just wants to talk, or I was not taking it seriously. I really wasn't, but I guess this dude was. And a couple days later, I was telling my friend, I was like, oh, I've been talking to this guy. He's really cool. She's like, oh, okay, like, so what's going on? And I'm like, oh, I guess he asked me to be his girl. She's like, so is he your boyfriend? And I'm like, I really don't know. I mean, I don't really take it that seriously. So I started telling, like, some of my friends about this dude I've been talking to, and then the more him and I kept talking, I'm like, I think I really like this guy. Like, I would like to meet him in person. By this time, it was like a couple months going by, and we haven't, you know, FaceTimed or Skyped or nothing like that. Or if I told him to call me, it would be like, oh, I tried to call you, but I don't know what's going on. Like, there was always some problem, something. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try to meet him. You guys, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, this was a year ago. I'm looking back like, why did I do what I did? So my dumb self decides to buy a plane ticket to go see him. And I was telling one of my friends, I said, hey, I'm buying a plane ticket to go see this guy, blah, blah, blah. She was like, I don't think you should do that. And I'm just like, wait, why? Like, what's the problem? I don't see any problem. He seems cool. He seems nice. He's been telling me his whole life. Like, we had a lot in common. Like, he had a child the same age as my son. And we could just relate in so many levels. Like, we kind of grew up differently, but there was so much we could talk about and never get bored with the conversation. I never, like, had a bond like that. I'm not going to lie. I never had a bond like that with anybody, especially someone who I never even met, who I never even seen in person. I decided to buy a plane ticket, and I was telling my friends, and I told my mom, and she was like, I think he needs to come to you first. And I'm like, well, it's okay. Like, I can just go to him. Like, it's not a big deal. We got family out there and this and that, blah, blah. Everybody's just like, I don't know about this. Like, he won't even FaceTime you or anything, so I don't know why. Like, it seems kind of sketchy. Everybody kept saying it seems sketchy. So I'm just like, you know what, whatever. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And I'm getting ready to head to the airport, y'all. And this dude calls me and says, back up real quick. So there was one night where I guess he apparently got pulled over or something by the police, and they were like checking him, told him to get the car, checking him, and then I guess he touched the police or pushed them or something. And I guess the same day I was supposed to come down there, he had a court date, ironically. They basically were like, okay, since you put your hands on the police, you're going to go to jail. So he goes to jail the day I'm supposed to fly down there. And I'm like, what? This is not happening. I was pissed because I wasted $200 and something on this person who I didn't even know. So he's in jail, whatever, and then he has a friend calling me saying, hey, he's going to hit you up soon. Like, we're billing him out, or somebody's billing him out or whatever. Like, he just spent like the night in jail. Then he called me the next morning. I was just thinking I could have been there like the whole entire time. I was like, I could actually like went down there. But so everybody kept saying, I don't know. At this point, everybody's saying, I think you're being catfished, right? So I'm like, it does seem really sketchy, but you know what I'm gonna do? I reached out to Catfish, y'all. I reached out to the TV show Catfish. I got a hold of the producers. And I told the guy I was talking to, I said, look, I'm not going to go out of my way to see you, so you need to try to come see me. And I guess he was on probation or something, to where he couldn't go out of the state or whatever. But the crazy thing was, he kept driving. Like, he kept going on family trips with his family and kept driving, going out of the state. So I'm like, how come you can't come see me? And I mean, my distance was a little bit further than what he was going, but not by that much. He was like, just wait till I get off probation. I'm saving enough money so I can come see you and this and that. He said, I just want to make sure, like, when I come down there, we do a lot and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Not really 100% buying it. Because I was just like, at this point, you know, the ball's in your court. So I didn't completely just, like, throw him to the side. I just waited. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to do my eyeliner and my eyelashes off camera because I feel like it was taking me a long time to do them. So let's pick back up where I left off. Anyways, I get a phone call one day, right? And I'm like, okay, this is an unknown number. I don't know who this is. So I'm just like, okay, I answer it. It's one of the producers from Catfish. It's not Neve and Max. Everybody kept saying, did you talk to Neve and Max? No, I didn't. Basically, you talk to some other people first before you talk to Neve and Max. They just kind of get like an insight or an idea about what your story is. And I told them, I'm like, yeah, this stuff has been going on right now. It is still going on. It hasn't been going on that long. And they were asking me different questions like, have y'all FaceTime? And like, what's the excuse? Like, why haven't you? And blah, blah, blah. What basically happens is that they first do a background check on both people, and they both speak to both sides and get both sides of the story, and then from there, you know, they move on to the next step. So we went through the first interview basically over the phone, and I talked to one person, and the guy I was talking to a different producer, right? One day the other producer called him and was like, hey, like, is this what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he was saying, making up excuses, talking about, she was giving me an attitude. And then my producer guy said, hey, she reached out to him and he's just acting like really weird. Like, I don't know. Like, they acted like they were low-key, like, scared about what was going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. So they said, if we can't, get a hold of him, you can still go through with it. I'm like, okay, sure, I don't mind. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, wait, this is actually kind of creeping me out because I was not expecting this, this to even be going on. So I'm just like, crap, what do I do? I had no idea what I was going to do. So I was like, just forget it. Unfortunately, I was not on Catfish, but I told him, I said, just forget it, because honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really know this dude. I haven't been talking to him for that long. And he's, calling me saying, hey, what's going on? Why didn't you just tell me this is what you were trying to do? He said, I don't really feel comfortable doing this, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So at this point, I'm like, I really don't want to talk to you anymore. And he said, no. He said, just hold on. He said, I'm trying to get myself together. Because I think he, just lost his job or something, where he didn't have much money, and I don't know. And he was just like, just give me a second, and at least over the holidays or around your birthday, I will come down and see you. So my birthday comes around. So he comes, or he tells me that I'm on my way to come see you. It's close to my birthday. It's probably a few days to my birthday. I'm sitting here waiting on the dude or whatever, and I'm sitting here okay, so where are you at? And then he's like, my phone keeps dying. He kept having phone problems. So I'm just like, are you serious? It's always something. So I'm just getting pissed off at this dude. I'm like, whatever. If you get here, let me know. If you don't, well, it was nice knowing you. Because I'm about to for real, just be done talking to you. So he's like, no, I'm coming. So he gets close. It takes him about 2 days to drive 12 hours. I only live 12 hours away or so. Takes him 2 days because his phone kept dying. He got lost and whatever. So he's like, oh my gosh, he's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this stuff keeps happening. Every time we're close to seeing each other, something pops up. I'm like, you are saying this. How do you think I feel? So he's like, yeah, I know. I'm really trying. So I guess his mom supposedly comes down here and helps him watch his daughter, because he brought his daughter down here, I guess, with him, because he didn't want anybody else to watch her. I don't even know. So his mom comes down here, and he's like, my mom's going to take me over to your house. I'm like, okay, cool. Waiting, an hour away from me. So he was staying at a hotel or whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine, your mom's here. Just have her bring you, since you don't know what you're doing. You're just doing too much. So he has his mom leave. Okay, like I said, they're an hour away, right? They leave at, let's say, 4 o'clock to come to my house. So that means they should be at my house about 5 o'clock, right? It's 8:30. And I'm like, where are y'all? And I'm texting him and calling him. He's not even answering his phone. Or he was sending my calls to, forwarding my calls. That was the first time he has ever done that. He never forwarded my calls till then. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why is this happening right now? And I just felt so stupid, because I was telling my mom, okay, now you can meet him and his mom, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, everybody was trying to meet this dude. They were like, okay, he's been talking, y'all been talking for a while now, why don't y'all just meet? So him and his mom were getting into it. And I said, y'all, just whatever, just forget it. So I didn't end up seeing him that night. Supposedly he was just still in Texas. I live in Texas, by the way. He stays here, y'all, for about 2 months. He supposedly stayed with a friend, I guess, somebody he went to school with, or I don't know. Stayed with this person for 2 months. 2 months. This person only lived about an hour away from me. And I still never saw him. Never. And I would block him on my phone, block him on Instagram, block him on everything that I had him on. And then he would message my friend, my family members, and ask if he could talk to me, if I could reach out to him, because he's been trying to get a hold of me. So I'm like, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I would go ahead and just be like, okay, what? Text him, what do you want? And he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm trying. He's like, I'm gonna come and see you, blah, blah, but you won't let me, you won't give me a chance or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Still talking, filling up my ear with more and more stuff. So I'm just like, whatever, dude. You already had your chance and you blew it. And at this point, currently, right now, I have him on social media, and once he sees this video, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll probably let you guys know like what happens. But for the most part, that's basically like the whole story of like what happened. I skipped a little bit. Like, I don't want to go too much in detail because I don't know, people are gonna be bored like listening to every detail because it wasn't that crazy. But yeah, I was almost on Catfish, by the way. Some people have told me like, you know, why don't you still like follow through with it? Because I mean, the cool thing was you get $1,000. I mean, that's not really that much, but you get something. And then people are like, you can get some exposure and this and that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and just put this on my YouTube and just tell everybody, like, how crazy this was. Like, this dude tried to propose to me. He didn't even know me. And he really tried to, like, say, oh, we're going to get married, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you haven't even met me. Like, how crazy is that? Just think about that. Someone who you haven't even met is messaging you. They met you through social media, so they don't really know you. And they're telling you, oh my gosh, I want to get married to you. Okay, I mean, yeah, we have people that, you know, that we think are attractive that we see on social media, and we're like, yeah, you know, let's, like, you would be somebody that I would want to be with because you're, you know, attractive. But this dude supposedly buys a whole freaking ring, y'all. So that's how you knew, like, something was sketchy. And then the whole entire time, my family and my friends were like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Even his voice, which is funny, my sister thought that when she heard him, one day I was talking to him on the phone, and she said, he sounds like a woman. I don't really think he sounded like a woman necessarily, but he did have a funny sounding voice, not gonna lie. But yeah, I finished the rest of my makeup off camera because that was basically the whole story. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, I am more than welcome to doing more. I think it's interesting to hear stories like this because this honestly was 100% true and it actually happened. So I do have other stories, and I might even have some special guests to interview or talk to you guys with that I think you guys will enjoy. So just please let me know or give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. I will definitely do them. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe.